Did you know that magnesium, an essential mineral, could be the key to naturally controlling your blood pressure without relying on medication? If you're struggling with hypertension, have you ever wondered how you can improve your cardiovascular health in a simple and effective way? In this video, we'll reveal how magnesium might be the secret you've been looking for to fight high blood pressure and bring lasting benefits to your health. You'll learn what science says about the impact of magnesium on lowering blood pressure and how to incorporate it into your routine safely and practically. If you've experienced the effects of hypertension, like low energy, frequent headache, or even more serious complications, this video is for you. We'll explore how magnesium can transform your health and improve your quality of life, all backed by scientific evidence. Stick around until the end to find out how to start using magnesium to balance your blood pressure and achieve a healthier lifestyle. Don't miss the chance to learn how this mineral can make a real difference in your well-being. Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 adults worldwide is living on the edge without even knowing it? A silent condition, invisible to most: hypertension. But what exactly is this condition that affects so many lives? And why is it called the silent killer? Hypertension, or high blood pressure, is excessive pressure on the walls of your arteries caused by blood flowing with abnormal force. The worst part? You don't feel anything at first. Your body hides the symptoms while the pressure builds relentlessly. This makes it easy for many people to not realize they're on the verge of a fatal event. But how can you know if you're a victim of this condition? Well, hypertension doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about age, gender, or social class. It sneaks into your life quietly, and by the time you notice, it could be too late. Normal blood pressure is around 120/80 mm². Any number above that is already a warning sign. Now, imagine the pressure in your arteries being constant and uncontrollable. Your heart is overworking, your blood vessels are becoming stiffer, and the risk of stroke, heart attack, and even kidney failure skyrocket. What might seem like a simple headache could actually be the first sign of something much more serious. The worst part? Hypertension doesn't warn you. You'll only realize it when the damage is already done. Now, picture yourself trapped in an invisible prison, a force that hides in plain sight. Controlling something you didn't even know could be so powerful: your arteries. This often forgotten force is called magnesium, and this is where the story starts to get even more intriguing. This mineral, which you probably don't even realize exists, is crucial for your body's health, not just to keep your bones strong or your muscles working, but more importantly, to keep your blood pressure in check. It's the invisible guardian that helps relax your blood vessel, allowing blood to flow more smoothly. But what few people know is that a lack of magnesium can be like opening the gates of a prison, letting hypertension come in without resistance. Imagine that, while you're trying to sleep peacefully, this force, invisible but vital, isn't doing its job. So, what happens when magnesium isn't there to protect your blood vessel? They become stiff, rigid, as if they were being squeezed by invisible chains. This increases resistance, forcing your heart to pump harder, raising your blood pressure. And the pressure that should be a calm companion turns into a constant threat. Magnesium, then, is more than just a simple mineral. It's the balancer, the moderator, the one thing that ensures your blood vessels relax and your blood pressure stays at a healthy level, preventing you from being overwhelmed by the relentless rise of hypertension. And if you don't have enough magnesium, well, that balance is broken, and the prison door slams shut even harder. Have you ever wondered where your body's true strength comes from? Where does the hidden energy that keeps everything running without you having to think about it come from? There's something that could be the key to unlocking that strength, and it's closer than you think. These seemingly harmless foods hide something powerful, something that might be directly connected to your health and controlling your blood pressure. It's magnesium. But where are your allies? Where are the sources of this magical element that can bring balance to the chaos inside your body? Leafy greens, like spinach, are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium. With every bite, your body gets a powerful dose of this force that can soften the blows of hypertension. Bananas, maybe you didn't realize this, but they're another great ally, hiding within them the ability to help your system find balance. And seeds? Oh yes, pumpkin seeds. Small, but packed with the magic of a mineral that, if used correctly, could be your only defense against the relentless rise in blood pressure. But what happens when the game gets even darker? When natural sources aren't enough? Some people turn to supplement, the pill that could be your last hope, or the key to disaster. Because just like in a shadowy game, magnesium supplementation isn't a simple solution. It's not just about swallowing a capsule and hoping everything will be fine. No, it's more complex than that. Because magnesium, this hidden element, can be both a friend and an enemy. You could be closer to the solution than you think, or on the edge of a fatal mistake, depending on how you handle it. Do you think you're in control of your health? That everything is calm and peaceful, all under your command? But what happens when the war begins without you realizing? When you step into a dangerous game where the balance of life and death is about to shift, and you have no idea what the next move will be? Magnesium supplementation. Sounds simple, right? A capsule, a pill, and the hope for relief. But what you don't know is that this small action could be the fine line between relief and danger. Why? Because magnesium, when taken in an uncontrolled or improper way, can be more harmful than helpful. It's not like just taking any other medication, where the solution is straightforward and without flaws. Magnesium has its nuance, its own secrets, and one mistake could be fatal. Did you know that, in excessive doses, magnesium can paralyze your nervous system, bringing with it an extreme feeling of weakness, even causing difficulty breathing? Your body, overwhelmed, doesn't know how to react anymore. What if you get the dose wrong? What if the amount you think is the solution is actually the trigger for a collapse? Your body can defend itself in ways you never imagined. A simple supplement can lead to hypermagnesemia, where your magnesium levels get so high that your kidneys simply can't handle the overload. What you thought was the key to controlling hypertension becomes, in fact, the key to chaos. And when magnesium hits its limit, your body is left unprotected. Your cardiovascular system starts to break down, and little by little, what should have been a support system turns into an invisible enemy, attacking from the inside out. The solution may seem close, but it requires constant vigilance, a precision that many don't have. Because when magnesium is in the game, control is never absolute. What you think is the answer can become your biggest question. Are you prepared to face the enemy hiding in the shadows of your body? What many don't know is that hypertension doesn't fight alone. It has invisible allies, forces that stir up your life and destabilize your defenses, attacking in ways you don't even notice. External factors, the ones you can't control, are always lurking, ready to strike the fatal blow. Stress is one of them, an invisible but devastating force that can cause your blood pressure to skyrocket without warning. You feel the pressure in your chest, but what you don't realize is that the true pressure is coming from within, accelerated by every second of anxiety. Chronic stress causes your body to release adrenaline and cortisol, two enemies that pressurize your heart and tighten your arteries, like iron chains constricting every muscle. You may not see it, but the storm has already begun inside of you. And what happens when stress isn't enough? Sleep enters the scene, or rather, the lack of it. Sleep deprivation, like a shadow growing with each sleepless night, raises your blood pressure. And you're not just letting your body recover, you're fueling the monster hiding inside you, a force that's even more destructive. Every sleepless night is a battle lost. And the worst part is that, in the silence of the night, your body is already starting to pay the price. Your pressure rises slowly, little by little, while you try to convince yourself that nothing is wrong. But the truth? Your body is trying to warn you, but you're not listening. And let's not forget about addiction. Tobacco, the substance you thought you could control, but deep down, it's the one controlling you. Cigarettes, like a silent weapon, narrow your arteries and give hypertension a deadly ally. With every puff, your body tightens, your defenses weaken, and your blood pressure becomes harder and harder to manage. And then there's alcohol, this companion that seems to offer relief for a moment, but slowly begins to undermine your system. When you think you're in control, it's quietly raising your pressure, gently, until it becomes a real and constant threat. Each of these enemies not only contributes to hypertension, but feeds it. They are silent partners, working in the shadows, never showing themselves right away, but you can feel their effects. And the question is, how long will you ignore the sign? Have you ever stopped to think about the true cost of trying to control the unpredictable? Deep down, we're all in a constant race, trying to control something we can't see, but that controls us all the time. Blood pressure, a number that rises and falls while life goes on. But what if I told you that what you know as control is actually an illusion? Blood pressure, this force you're trying to tame, isn't just about numbers and measurement. It's not just a value you see on a screen. It's a reflection of your own body trying to resist something it can't control. But how can you change what you don't even know how to face? When control seems impossible, what's left is to seek what can keep you balanced, hoping that if something goes wrong, the fall won't be as hard. On the journey to control hypertension, a simple act can be the turning point. Medication. It comes with a promise, something that, in theory, can control this force you don't understand. And so, you find yourself surrounded by options. But what's the real solution? What's the real risk? Medications can be a double-edged sword. They work quickly, offering a false sense of security. But behind this facade, you may not realize what's happening inside your body. The side effects, the silent damage, that only reveals itself once you're already lost. And what if the meds aren't enough? What do you do when alternatives seem to run out? When your body, tired of fighting its own limitation, starts to give in? You might cling to the hope that something will work, but the real question is, how long will you keep trying to control something that's already slipped out of your hand? Hypertension is a monster you don't see coming. It doesn't knock on your door with a mask of terror, nor does it announce itself dramatically. No, it sneaks in, invisible to your eyes. And the most unsettling part? You're used to it. It's already a part of you. But what happens when, little by little, the game changes? When the diagnosis is no longer just a word you can ignore, the beginning of a path with no way back? What do you do when the doctor's words echo in your mind, but there's nothing you can do to undo the damage happening inside your body? Now imagine that control, that thing you've been striving for, is just an illusion. What you feel on the surface isn't the real problem. It isn't the monster. The real enemy is inside you, being fed by every second of denial. And what happens when medications are no longer enough? What happens when you find yourself lost in a sea of pills, each one promising a solution, but none of them able to quiet the dragon growing inside of you? Because what many don't realize is that not all treatments work the same way. They're like temporary fixes for a problem that can't be contained. The body starts to get used to the false sense of calm, while the pressure, the real pressure, slowly takes control of your life. Each pill, a glimmer of hope, until it fades away. Each heartbeat, a reminder that the end is getting closer. Reality starts to warp. More and more, you feel like you're sinking into a spiral that can't be stopped. Time, that uncontrollable force, slowly erases any chance of salvation. Pressure isn't just a number. It's a ghost that occupies every space inside you, coming and going, without asking for permission. If you've learned something new about how magnesium can help fight hypertension, hit that like button now and share this video with anyone you think could benefit from this info. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more health and wellness tips, and make sure to hit the bell so you won't miss any updates. See you in the next video.